everybody. Happy Saturday. It's
Yay!
good to see everyone. Happy scavenger hunt day. We'll probably do our first sprint. They'll be a little shorter today because we do want to talk about our scavenger hunt picks, and then we'll do start the scavenger hunt picks after the first sprint. That way people have had time to come in.
Yeah.
So, what are you reading, Storm, today?
I have a mixture because I'm not sure. I do know I want to do at least listen to a chapter of the Penderwicks.
Mm-hmm.
Then I'm working on my spy school book.
Yay.
And then I started another book on my e-reader. It's The Curious League of Detectives and Thieves. And the first one's called Egypt's Fire. It's one of my e-arts. So
Oh, nice.
That sounds like a fun title.
Yes.
all middle grade, if you can tell.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Sorry, I'm outside and I'm trying to turn it up a little and I can't see my mouse because it's too much sun. Okay, there we go. So, Sarah, what are you reading today?
I am working today on finishing The Homewreckers by Mary Kay Andrews, which is her brand new one. It is so good.
I like Mary Kay Andrews.
I mean, there's romance, they're flipping houses, there's a potential murder, like you got a cozy mystery element in there. I love it. Love it.
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. I am reading Body on the Bayou, Storm.
Nice.
Number 2 in the one of Storm's favorite series.
The Cajun Country series.
Cajun Country series.
Nice.
I've actually skipped around in this, which is weird. I don't skip around in a whole lot of series. I think this and a couple others. But I've gone back. I've read the first one. Now I'm reading 2, but I think I've read like the Mardi Gras one or something like that. Anyways, later in the series. But I'm really loving it, and I have I'm at 55% exactly. So
I was so excited when you had her like shout me out when you were at the.
Oh, good. I'm glad you enjoyed that. That was fun to do for everybody. And then I felt bad because some authors like missed a couple names, and I didn't want to be like, "Oh, you didn't say," you know what I mean? Like, so I'm like, "Oh no." Hello, everybody coming in. It's so good to see you. Tell us what you're reading. Paroli's here. Hi, Jane. Nancy. Hello, everybody. Nadine said, hi, everyone. Reading Christmas Cupcake Murder. Oh, my gosh. Number 26. 50 pages.
Just getting caught up on
where's the murder? Yes, there's a mystery element, but the title has murder in it. Poorly written book. Oh,
I read it. I agree 100%.
Understatement. Poorly written book.
Yeah, you're up there in the numbers where they get kind of sketchy from what I can understand. So
I feel like after 15, you're on your own.
Yeah,
that's when she says everybody's going rogue if they want to read it.
Yeah, if you want to get,
which is including me. I'm completely caught up, but that's because I think she has a hex on me. So, you know, but
the new one comes out and you're just like, no, I don't want
it. Yes. Well, and I think I know I've said this numerous times, but you know, it's the very first cozy I ever read. So I feel like it brought me to cozy. So I'm kind of
Uh-oh.
She's out in frozen land.
Yeah.
I feel the same thing about my very first cozy though. Like my very first one was the Tourist Trap Mysteries by Lynn Cahoon. Okay. And some of the newer ones have been a little up and down, and I really wish that the main character would make up her mind if she wants to get married to Greg or not. You know, it's like, just do it, but quit complaining about it, or don't do it. Or whatever. And
there
so
we go.
it's still my favorite, so I keep going anyway.
Yeah. I kicked into cyberspace.
Yes, you did.
Hi, Jarrett. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, Cornflower, reading Mouse and Murder this morning. I hope that things are going better. We hope your mom and Bob are doing pretty good.
Maybe you shouldn't talk about the series that should not be talked about because, see, you were talking about it and you
know, you know that I've learned my lesson. It's good afternoon here. Good afternoon, Cav. I try to remember to say that. So now I try to remember, instead of saying good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, I just say hi.
Yeah.
Because there's so many different time zones, you know. So hot and nasty here or nasty hot for May. Ooh.
Ooh, Lee Tobin McCain, good author. That's part of the Chesapeake Bay series, I think.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Devil's Food Cake. I think that's also the series that shall not be named.
No, I think so.
How far are you in that, Sarah?
What, me for the I am technically only on book 10, but I got book 26 as an e-arc. So I went ahead and read it, but from my understanding, it actually happens before the events of Chocolate Chip Cookie Murder. Like the first book, like it was like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Still, it was weird. It was whatever. I'm not going to get into it.
Yeah. No, I totally feel you.
The covers are delightful and they sell me every freaking time. That's the problem.
It's because the covers look so cozy.
I know.
Well, the series is very, very, very cozy.
Oh, hell yeah. Yep.
Jarrett, I am also starting it this week as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
Color
start
Me
that
Crazy. Nice. What were you gonna say, Storm? I'm sorry.
I said I gotta start that one too, the Comic Sans Murder.
Yeah, I'm gonna start it this week. Hi, Rocket. Oh, Nancy just finished it. Mike said, hi, Tiffany. Hi, Storm. Hi, Sarah. Hi, everyone. I'm reading Murder with Cucumber Sandwiches by Karen Rose Smith, number 3 in the Daisy Tea Garden. I'm on page 178 of 290. I like that series. I think it's cute. It's very sweet.
It sounds cute.
Yeah, it's a sweet series. It's not Amish based, but it takes place in Pennsylvania, somewhere where there's a lot of Amish people. So you do see some characters filter in, but it's not
an Amish,
yeah, based series. Hey, gamer. Stephanie said she's reading Dogcatcher in the Rye.
Love that title.
What a fun title. That's hilarious. Mazda goes vroom vroom. I can't do it really. I'm got my hands full, but hello. So we'll do our first sprint at quarter after. Actually, let's do it at 10 because we'll do 20 minutes. It'll be exactly 12:30. Is that okay with everybody?
Works for me.
Okay. It's really so if you see me leaning forward, it's really hard to see with the sun. But it's very nice out. Listening to I just missed it. Rocket said, listening to Forest of Souls, that sounds creepy, by Lori M. Lee, and packing up some snacks to take to the toddler to the park later. Oh, that's sweet. Hey, Sherry. I was just outside planting flowers. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Do either of you guys have big gardens or flowers?
My mother did, but it becomes a little bit too much, and I'm not an outdoor person.
Yeah.
I'll sit out there and read, but that's it.
I want to make a vegetable garden, but it's been so wet and everything. Like the ground is so wet, it's kind of hard to plow. And then when we get it dried out, it starts raining again.
Yeah. Our HOA is so weird. We're not allowed to have a garden. Like seriously. It's just frustrating. We're actually not even allowed to plant flowers. I mean, they planted flowers when they built everything, and like anything that you add has to be on a list or okayed. If it's not, they will fine you. It's a little like, but you know what? I knew what I was getting into. I just didn't realize how restrictive they would be. But you know what? I signed it, and so here we are. So
it is what it is. Yeah.
I was excited when Maddie Day shouted me out too. She's my author for today's pick. Oh, yay! Yes, it was a lot of fun to do that for everybody. Hoping to finish The Return of the King. Thank you. We'll get started with a 20-minute sprint. I thought Ellen Byron's was the best because she
just went all off with that Cajun stuff at the end. I was like,
yeah. It's in all caps because it's just on caps lock. And like I said, I got my hands full, so I'm not yelling at you, I promise. Maybe a little at Melmac, but I'm just, I'm kidding. All right. So reading till 30, that's about 20 minutes. And happy reading, everyone.
Happy reading.
If you're coming in, hello. Let us know what you're reading, and we will be back to discuss scavenger hunt picks. Hi. How is everybody's sprints? I apologize now if the dog goes, come here, baby. Come here. It's okay. You're a good boy. Come here. Come here, Baba. Yeah, good boy.
And to finish a sentence. It went pretty good. I listened to my chapter of Pinderwicks, and then I started on a chapter of Spy School.
Nice. What about you, Sarah? How'd you do?
I got another 2 or 3 chapters listened to of the Homewreckers, but they're relatively short chapters, which is kind of great.
Yeah, do you guys prefer shorter or longer chapters, or do
Shorter
you care?
chapters?
I do
Shorter.
too. I do too. I mean, it's like a built-in bathroom break.
Right?
I need that.
Well, especially because I like to read
stop.
before I go to bed, and if I get like a super long chapter, and it's like, but I'm really tired, and I keep reading, trying to get to the end of the chapter.
I know.
That's true too. I got to 63%, so I started at 55, so that was pretty good.
What was it you were reading again? I forgot.
Body on the Bayou.
Yeah, Body on the Bayou. Yeah.
I didn't know if you were joking or not. I just thought maybe it was Cajun country. I was like, huh. And Mel said she's going to read it next month. There is a wedding in it, Mel. It has not happened yet. I do not know if it will actually take place, but there is a wedding. Yes.
That happens a lot in cozies.
It happens a lot. It happens a lot in cozies. You are right. Yeah. Hey, Regina. She said, reading elementary. She read by Vicki Delaney. I'm glad you're feeling better. It's good to see you here.
Are you liking that one, Regina? I like that series.
I like Vicki Delaney. I read the first one of that. I think I gave it 3 stars. I probably will try another one, but I mean, my favorite is Her Year on Christmas. Come on,
which
now.
I haven't tried yet. So.
Oh, it's one of my favorite series of all time. Hey, Anita, reading Book Plate Special by Lorna Barrett, Strictly Business by Ruth Carolinas. So, Sarah, let me know when you're ready. Like with good.
I'm good. I've
you
got
good. Look at that.
I got Goodreads brought up.
You are on it. You are on it. Hello. Reading Caught Bread Handed, Bake Shop number 4. I love that
Those
series.
titles are just.
Yeah. I really enjoy that series. So Sarah's going to read the kind of overview of the synopsis, or just kind of summarize the synopsis of the first book. Unless it's a series we talk about all the time, and then we can kind of, we already know. So this week's scavenger hunt pick was Restaurant Cozies, which is Storm's all-time favorite. We all know this. So we're going to let Storm go first. See how nice I am, Storm?
I see how nice you are, yes. And I read the controversial cozy.
If you don't have to go first if you don't want to. I
don't care.
Okay.
This way I can make sure I get it done before I have to go.
Okay, that's perfect.
I read Homicide in Hollow Hollow by Mia P. Monticello, which is number 2, and the Tita Rosie's
Tita Rosie. Did you actually finish it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, what did you rate it?
I'm I don't know. I'm mixed with like 2.5 to 3 stars. I think I'll give it 3 stars on Goodreads. I think I wasn't sure if I was liking it more or not, but I think the end made it to where I think I liked it a little bit more than the first one. And I will have to say that if it makes you uncomfortable, any kind of talk about like a pedophile or anything like that, then you might not want to read it. But I didn't really think that they touched on it that much that I almost, even when I was listening, didn't even pay attention that they even mentioned it. And then I thought, oh yeah, the guy that died, they had mentioned that because it's about a beauty pageant, which I tell you what, I have learned that what I hate more than restaurants is beauty pageant talk. And this one had a lot of beauty pageant talk. And so it was like, oh my goodness. But they were talking about how there was rumors that the guy that was murdered had some relations maybe with one of the pageant teens. And these are the kids that are like 13 to 18 or whatever. And so that's like the real sketchy part like of that. And there is a talk about like PTSD and grieving and stuff, because the main character she's got kind of a hiccup that has to do with her mother. She doesn't like to talk about her mother because she died when she was real young. Like, she's never moved on from that. So if people have troubles with that stuff, I think that was like the trigger warning type stuff that they had at the beginning was to do with that. And of course the fat shaming, but then that's the Filipino culture. And so you're just going to have to get over that or not read it, because that's just kind of how it is. But the main character is still really wishy-washy, I thought, on everything, especially towards the men in her life, because there's two of them. It was a love triangle kind of.
Oh.
But by the end of it, I don't think the way it sounded, it's not going to be a love triangle anymore going forward. And that's kind of why I was like, it seems like at the end she started to make up her mind about things. So it's like, if in the third one she stays like that, then maybe she's going to be a little bit better. But yeah, she was still a bit wishy-washy. Like, she doesn't know if she wants a relationship. Well, then tell the two guys that I don't know if I want a relationship, but then don't get mad and jealous when they date somebody else. And that was the thing that was aggravating, because she likes Jay, but she didn't want to date Jay, but then she didn't want to say Jay with somebody else, and it would make her kind of aggravated. It was like,
Gotcha.
But yeah, I did think it was a little bit better than the first one. I'm not sure if I will try the third one or not. I may. I really want to, because I just like the Filipino culture part, but I don't know.
Yeah, the first one is the arsenic and adobo, right?
Yes.
I really want to read that one.
And that one is the one that Cozy was mentioning the other day. She's being charged with, like, murder and stuff like that in the first one, but she doesn't want to go out there because she doesn't have her makeup on. She's been crying.
Yeah.
She's got to make sure she has her makeup. It's like, priorities.
Right?
But it's a millennial Cozy, so, you got to think priorities.
Well, it won me. I'm reading the back of it, or like the information here. It's like she's tasked with saving her Tita Rosie's failing restaurant, and she has to deal with a group of matchmaking aunties. And I'm like, you had me at matchmaking aunties.
And the calendar girls, and that's where the fat shaming comes in.
Okay.
It's the calendar girls, because they are the aunties and stuff like that. And she's maybe not super skinny, and they're always like, you need to lose some weight. You need to do something about your skin. You need to do something, and all that stuff. And, stuff like that. But that's how they are, because when I was in the Philippines, that's exactly what they did to me. You need to lose some weight, but here, eat this.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I was really, really excited. I actually liked the first book a lot better than a lot of the people, because we read it for book club when we were just doing straight book club for the Killing Time with Cozies, and I liked it a lot better than most. I don't know that I'll read the second.
I mean, if you just have to deal with a lot of pageant talk, and actually, I was going to say, I don't think there was a lot of restaurant talk in it, but they did talk about, because she has the new bakery that her and her friend are supposed to be, and that's where she was a little bit wishy-washy too, because it's like, do you want to do it or do you not want to do it? But quit complaining about having to make recipes for this bakery. Do you want to do it? Do it.
Yeah. I mean, I am happy to hear, because really what was holding me back was the trigger stuff.
Yeah.
Because I just don't think that there's a place for it. I don't want there to be a place for it. So that's my thing.
Yes.
And it's not that I'm trying to be like, I don't believe in like being like, let's get a group together and go, with our pitchforks and say we hate this book and we want it off the market. But I also don't want to buy a bunch of books that have those kind of things, because then that lends to it being
a thing,
the direction that we move towards, and I don't want it to.
I think with this lady, like, she kind of got jumped on the first time for not having trigger warnings on it for some people, because in the first book it talks about drugs and like maybe somebody putting drugs in there trying to get somebody else in trouble, the framing parts. And in their government system there in the Philippines, it's very corrupt, kind of like that and stuff. And some Filipinos were like, this is triggering me. And so I think that's why from now on, she'll probably put trigger warnings in there, even if it's not like a huge thing or a huge part of the story, just so that she doesn't get anybody coming back at her saying, you didn't put a trigger warning. And
fair enough.
I met her at Malice. She was very, very sweet. Her Arsenic and Dobo actually won for
their third one's coming out this year.
Yeah, I just saw that.
And I can't pronounce it.
Best new fiction.
Blackmail and Bipig Kong, something.
Yeah. So I'll probably eventually, but I just, like I said, I don't know. I just have.
I think that you might like it if you thought the first one was better. You liked it better than everybody else. I think.
Yeah, like I said, mine is like a personal. I don't know yet, but we'll see. Share it. Yeah, so our backyards. It's weird because if you have a fence, and depending on how high the fence is, you can do certain things. But because I live on the water, I'm not allowed to put a fence up, which makes sense because if like my neighbor right here put a fence up, it would block my view of the water and I had to pay a lot of money for that view. So it'd be, it's not right then that we can put a fence up. So we knew that when we bought. We didn't want a fence. We don't need one. We don't have children, so it's not that, But that being said, the only way you can have some of those other things like the garden and all those things is if you have a fence a certain height. So it's kind of a catch-22, I guess, in a weird way. But a lot of people do have fences, so I don't know. Anyways. What did you think? She said finished, put out to pasture, which is it the first or the second in the Amanda Flower Farm?
It's the second one, maybe.
Awesome. Sarah, were you able to read a restaurant cozy for the scavenger hunt pick?
Not on purpose, but I did because I read Pleading the Fish.
Oh, yeah.
So that takes place, it's a tea shop, but she also serves food. So it's a restaurant.
Yeah, absolutely.
The final
I was going to mention that I'm like, well, you read one because you read that.
The Seaside Cafe Mystery Series. I finished the series, but it's delightful. I mean, I'm sure everybody is familiar with it. It's probably one of my favorites, to be honest. I love the characters. I love that setting. I love the ants. I love all the things.
It's on my list to try. I want to try that.
Oh. And that series is completely over. If you're looking for a series from start to finish, that one is done. It's over. The Pleading the Fish is the last one. So,
and the author got to end it when she wanted to. Like, the author knew it was ending and got to finish it the way she wanted to finish it. That's the other tying it up in a bow, I think.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, Taylin. A lot of people getting some reading done. Nice. I read I don't remember what book, what number it is. Much to Do About Nutmeg.
What series is that?
I'm trying to. Oh, it's the Pancake House restaurant series. Well, Pancake House series by Sarah Fox. I think it's number. I was trying to see what number 6. So, a general synopsis is that Marley, in the first book, Marley, she has an older cousin or uncle or a male relative. He is in the hospital, so she comes to work at his pancake house, and she ends up, spoiler alert, we're now on book like 12, so she stays. Sorry if I spoiled that for you. So she is working in the pancake house. It's such a fun series. I think it's in the Outer Banks. I can't remember for sure. Sarah might have it pulled up and know, but I think it takes place in the Outer Banks. Sarah Fox is a Canadian writer, and that was one she wanted to put in Canada, and they said no. So then she picked her other location that she loved or something.
Coastal community.
Yeah. And it's just it's a really fun, great cozy. Her literary pub is also another really good series. That was one that they just recommended to you, Sarah, I think a couple days ago.
I want to read it. Yeah. This one I love the title of this.
Yeah.
The title of these ones.
she has some of the best titles,
I was
think.
gonna say Sarah Fox has a lot of great titles, because even her like literary pub one has like
An Ale of Two Cities, The Malt and Our Stars. Like, come on.
Yes. Yes.
I swear she must think up the title, then like, I need a book that goes with this.
Exactly. For whom the bread rolls.
I know, like, come on.
So if you're telling us your scavenger hunt pick, tell us what you read, what you rated it. And even if you're reading number 6 or whatever, we'll give the synopsis for book 1. That way we're kind of giving you a setup for this series.
Yeah.
Green Stick got some reading in. I'm so close to the end. Go ahead and read it.
We won't tell.
Right in the middle of a proposal.
Sorry. That is wrong of me. I apologize. I feel you. You know, I remember like you made me think one time I was reading something and it was a romance and there was something like that going on, and my husband was like trying to talk to me and he was saying my name and I was like, "What do you want, Brad?" Which was the character in the book, but I was so enthralled in the book. He's like, no, there's no Brad. It's the book.
Yeah.
I just remember thinking that was really funny. You know, you get so entranced in it. That's okay. That's okay, Nancy. We'll do plenty more. 36%. Jessa, hey. What I read, A Deadly Eclair by Daryl Wood Gerber, takes place in a restaurant. Actually takes place in a bistro, which is a subtype of a restaurant. It is absolutely a restaurant, Cozy. I think the series is called French Bistro. And
French Bistro is
pulling it up.
Yep. And there's only the 2 so far. It's always been Mimi Russo's dream to open her own bistro, but it seems beyond her grasp since she's been chased back home to the Napa Valley by her late husband's debt, until her best friend introduces her to an entrepreneur who invests in promising prospects, now working the bistro and inn until she's able to pay it off and call it her own. Mimi is throwing the inn's first wedding ever. The wedding will be the talk of the town. Oh, a famous talk show host is, I guess, the one getting married. Oh, this sounds delightful. And who is found dead? Brian. Oh, the entrepreneur who invested in her is the one who's found dead. Don't.
She said she's still listening to it as of right now. I read it a while back. And I don't remember what it was, but I didn't enjoy it. I really thought I was going to.
Same with me. I just don't remember.
I really, really thought I was going to. I don't know why I didn't, but it doesn't mean that somebody else isn't going to be their favorite book. So,
Melmac really liked it. So.
Yeah, she did really like it. Yeah. She also just said she was doing some work outside because it's going to rain. That's smart. Melmac Scavenger Hunt pick. Oh, the same book. She gave it 4 stars. Well, look at that.
Nice. Okay. You gave it 3 stars, Tiffany, it looks like.
Oh, that's not as bad as I remember. Okay.
I think I gave it 3 stars.
3 stars is a pretty good rating for me. That's actually.
I just thought it was okay.
Good. So yeah. Oh,
I gotta read this one.
Oh! This is one I really want to read.
I have this one from NetGalley. Back in Balsam Dell to heal after the death of her husband. Why are all these husbands dropping dead? Carly Hale that should be your first mystery. Carly Hale is finally pursuing her lifelong dream, opening Carly's Grilled Cheese Eatery. After only 5 months, the business is booming as Vermont vacationers and townspeople alike flock for her concoctions. All but Lyle, Carly's one-time high school boyfriend and now town bully who just bought the building that houses her eatery and wants Carly out. Until Lyle is discovered dead behind the dumpster of Carly's shop and one of her employees becomes the prime suspect. So it's not Carly. It doesn't sound like Carly's the prime suspect, but a employee, which is unusual. Usually it's our amateur sleuth is in the first book, right? Like
a lot of times either that or a best friend or something like that. And I think she's friends with the employees. So
true enough. Yeah. So there are 3 books. Ooh.
I cannot wait to read
I've read the first one. I thought it was okay.
Love cold setting cozies. because I feel like there's so many that take place in, like nice tropical or just nice locations. I really love when they take place in cold weather.
The third book doesn't come out till the end of January of next year, and it's called Cheddar Late Then Dead.
I love it. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and Jane gave it 5 stars, which is awesome.
It looks really cute.
Oh, Nancy loved it too. She said she gave it 5 stars.
Oh, awesome.
That's awesome, Nancy.
Yeah, it's got an average of 4.19 stars on Goodreads.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I think Cozy read it and
she was a little disappointed in it. She thought she was gonna really, really enjoy it. She thought it was just okay setup, I think. Kind of like me. I gave it 3 stars. I thought it was an okay, first book and everything. So.
Well, I think Cozy I think it was like her number 1 most anticipated book of like 2020.
Yeah, so she had it like way up here like you did with your books,
Exactly. Exactly. And that can be a letdown in itself,
Mm-hmm.
So Cornflower said her scavenger hunt pick was Christy Abbott's Popcorn Series Book 1, Kernel of Truth. She said, I thought it was fairly good. I really liked that series. There's only 3 in it. It's very cute.
A gourmet popcorn entrepreneur and her poodle Sprocket.
Mm-hmm.
After a failed marriage to a celebrity chef, she moves to Grand Lakes, Ohio, starts a new business. Her niece Alice discovers her on the floor. When Coco's niece Alice discovers her on the floor of the chocolate shop, those dreams go up in smoke. The local sheriff thinks Coco was the victim of robbery gone wrong, but Rebecca isn't so sure. Ooh, interesting.
I enjoyed that series a lot.
It looks super cute.
I like specialty shop cozies, so I thought like a gourmet popcorn was like really fun. Annie said, hi, everyone. I'm reading Carnivals and Courses. I love that title. For the scavenger hunt, the main character and her friend work in the diner that her friend owns. This is number 6 in the series.
By Julia Naughty. Oh, I don't know what the series is because it doesn't list it. What's this called here? Let's check this. Oh, I don't know. They don't list that this is a series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry. Oh, here it is. Okay. The Myra Michaels Mystery number 1. So that one, Carnivals and Corpses, isn't listed on Goodreads as part of a series. By Julie Naughty. Let's see. Oh, this is a short little thing here. Myra Michaels finally calls her old life quits. She moves out of her psychic sister's house and is on the road to her new life. Her trip to Pennsylvania starts simply. Even if her cat Arnold can't stop backseat driving, she refuses to accept that she can hear his kitty voice until the radio refuses to work. Then at a rest stop, she witnesses a catnapping of a sweet kitty that Arnold has a crush on. Myra promises to chase the catnapper across the Northeast and find the cat's owner, all before she must meet her realtor at her new house. Antics ensue.
Oh, I love it.
And a few pages long.
A few comments down, she said she gave it 4 stars. That sounds adorable.
It does sound super cute.
And anything with carnivals in the title, and you probably
this is for cats and catnapping, the first book.
Sorry, I was getting my dog back. Come here, buddy.
Somebody's talked about that one before because I had that one on my books I don't own.
It's on Kindle Unlimited if anyone is interested.
Oh, I am interested. Thank you.
Yep.
This one also sounds super good. I've never heard of this, and it's number 14.
Oh, my Lord. Hold on.
A Thin Crust of Murder. Papa Pacelli's Pizzeria. How
sounds like it would make
I never
Oh my gosh, the cover is delightful.
It is
cute. You give it 4 stars. I gotta go find this really quick. Is this KU?
It's on KU.
The first book is called Paul Bears and Pepperoni.
Is it a KU series? Do you know? I can look.
Only 130 pages. So it's
what is the first one again? Paul Bears.
Paul Bears. Two words.
It's a KU series.
Oh my god, nice. I'm so excited.
And I think that would be a series that would make me hungry. See, I might be okay with the pizzeria because I like pizza. So like reading about pizza might not be too bad.
Oh my gosh, that looks so cute.
What does it
Anyway.
give any little synopsis?
Yes, hold on one sec.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. That's okay. Newly jobless and recently dumped by her fiance, Eleonora moves back to her childhood hometown to take care of her grandmother after her grandfather's unexpected death. What was supposed to be a temporary stay became permanent when she takes over the old pizzeria. Determined to turn her life around, she sets out to bring the old restaurant to life while also putting the pieces of her own life back together. Things seem to be going well until a body is found outside the pizzeria under very suspicious circumstances. She has to work against the clock to find out who the killer is in order to keep from losing everything that she's worked to rebuild. Average rating on Goodreads is 4.23 stars.
Ooh, that's a good rating.
Yeah.
That's high.
That looks really
okay. It's still not pulling up, but I'm probably spelling something wrong. Do you know who the author is?
It is Patty with an I, Patti, and then it's Benning, Benning.
I think Cozy likes Patty Benning.
There are 48 books in this series.
Oh, wow.
What?
Yeah. 48.
Oh my gosh. I've actually, now that you say that author, I've actually talked about that author because she has quite a few other series that sound good too.
So I was going to say, I think Cozy likes that author.
Yeah, it says she has 157 books on Goodreads.
Yeah, I think she's got a deli series and
there's a yarn one. The Homespun Crochet Cozy Mystery Series as well. That's 4 books. Okay.
She also has a series called Miami Slice, which is another pizza series, but I guess it just takes place somewhere else called Miami
Darling
Slice.
Deli, I think Cozy's talked about before.
That is hilarious, y'all.
I love it.
Okay. So, here it is. Let me add this before I forget.
Rest in Pizza is oh my God.
That is hilarious. Cajun, thank you for sharing that.
Yes, thank you.
You just made my day. Jarrett read The Murder at the Lobster Shack by Maddie Day. I love that series. I love the story and the characters. She gave a little spoiler for her other series because it's about a cozy mystery book club. Interesting.
4.5 stars. So
that's a great rating.
Cozy Capers book group mystery series, right?
Yes.
Murder at the Lobster Shack. Lobster. Murder on Cape Cod is the first book.
Yes.
Cape Cod bicycle shop owner Mackenzie Mack Amelia. I don't know how to say her name. And her book club must find a crafty killer in this charming new series from Agatha nominated author. She's a Cape Cod bookshop owner. Must find a crafty killer. It's a long synopsis here. I'm just looking here.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, and she has her friends have a cozy mystery book club that they meet in. Her brother is a lighthouse keeper, and they meet at the top of the lighthouse for their cozy mystery book club, or in the lighthouse. I don't know. I shouldn't say the top.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it's the body of Jake Lacey. He is a down on his luck handyman. The authorities seem to think Mac is a strong suspect after she was spotted arguing with Jake just hours before his death. Mac knows she didn't do it, but she does recognize the weapon, her brother Derek's fishing knife. So there we go.
Yes.
Interesting.
Really
so, okay, these take place in where? Maine? Massachusetts.
I was going to say, I'm not sure.
I should have gone. Lobster. That's the New England.
Yeah, somewhere in that area for sure. Yeah. Ooh. Cav read the first 3 books in the Country Store, also by Maddie Day.
Love those.
Country Store series and went in not realizing that it was a restaurant theme, but it is, really loving it. Yes. This one, I don't remember what happens in the first one, but Robbie Jordan's the main character. She owns Pans and Pancakes, which is a little dinery
in South Lake, Indiana.
There you go. And she probably has what's the first one called?
The first one's called Flip for Murder. I've actually read it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's trying to remember Pans and Pancakes. Oh yes, the mayor's assistant is found dead in the first book, and nobody quite likes this person very much. Yeah, very disagreeable. Realizes and she's found dead, I think, in the restaurant, if I'm remembering correctly. When the mayor's
I think you're right. I think you're right.
Yeah. Yeah,
Or,
and
like,
then
right outside of it or something.
Yeah.
I think I'm on book 9 or 10 of that series. That's another series I've read out of order. I think those are the only 2 right now that I've read out of order: The Country Cajun and The Country Store.
Yeah, I've read the first one, and then I read one of the Christmas ones, that Candy Slain Murder.
Yep.
Yeah, those are the only 2. Ooh, the new one's coming out. I don't know when, it doesn't say, but it's called 4-Leaf Cleaver. Oh my god! And it's St. Patrick's themed.
I love cozy holiday books, but I really love when they pick holidays that don't give as much rep. Like, I always think that's fun.
Everyone does Christmas or Halloween. Yeah. I agree.
Oh, okay. So Green Cicada for Scavenger Hunt. I read Psych Out by Nova Nelson, number 5 in the Eastwind Witches. And all the books in the series so far have one or more restaurants because the main character is a restaurateur. Oh, interesting.
Nice.
And she said, I forgot to say, I've loved every book so far. Awesome.
So there is a 0.5, but it says the 0.5, like the intro novella, is only available. The novella is only available to members of the Cozy Coven to join go to blah blah blah. So it must be the author's website. But the first book is called Crossing Over Easy. 4.19 stars on Goodreads.
Wow, a lot of these have really good ratings.
Right?
Yeah, they really do.
Hi. Hold on. So she's a chef and restaurateur, and then it says, and then I died. Goodbye wealth, career in Texas, but death wasn't the end for me. I was given a second chance. So it was hello, gorgeous paranormal men, a snarky canine companion, and magical Eastwind. With my whole life ripped away from me, you might think I'd be bored in this strange small town with cobblestone streets and no internet, but not so much. Because I'm there only a few hours before I discover that I'm now a witch. So it's about, I guess she becomes a witch. Okay, so the transition is a lot to take in, and it's made more chaotic when Tanner, a gorgeous male witch who waits tables at the all-night diner, and I stumble upon a murdered werewolf. And now the only way we can avoid suspicion for the crime is if I use my newfound powers to find the real killer. So definitely paranormal.
And I can see Tiffany going, I'm out.
Little paranormal's not my cup of tea, but I mean, it's very popular. It's just
I have it marked for money because I think I might like it. But
I mean, it sounds cute.
I have to read the little note at the bottom. It says, this book is free of swearing, graphic violence, and sex. Okay, so Nora has a few naughty thoughts. You'll understand when you meet Tanner, but she's only human.
Cute.
This sounds adorable.
I mean, and I probably will try this because it sounds cute, and I like paranormal on the outskirts of paranormal when it's just lightly sprinkled. It's when
I like paranormal light.
Yes, paranormal light. Exactly. I saw a book series the other day. I think I talked about it in one of my videos like early on, but I've forgotten all about it. It's about a series. I think it takes place in Nashville, and it's like this woman makes a deal with, I guess the devil, and she gets to stay, or her son gets to live, or I can't remember exactly. Anyways, she ends up having to, as part of the deal, this is what I do remember for sure. As part of the deal, she has to drive a taxi in hell. I don't know how cozy it is, but I was like, it's kind of like, I just want to try to see if it's a train wreck or if it's awesome. Because I don't know. I don't know how that's cozy, but I'm like, okay, it could be. I don't know. I don't know what to think of it.
Interesting.
Yes. I've never heard of anything like that. I will tell you. That's the first for cozy.
Mm-hmm.
I really like when, so Nancy, I really recommend you trying out, you can go play now, buddy. They packed up. You can go sunbathe. I had him I was just holding on to his little run just because I had some people here cleaning my ceilings. I didn't want him to walk outside and Cairo try to. He would.
I want to say, Nancy, I know you like the arsenic and adobo, so you would probably like the second book as long as you don't mind pageant talk, because there's a lot of pageant talk.
And I was going to say you should try the Caribbean Kitchen series by Raquel Reyes. I loved it, and it is very centered around Cuban American culture. It's amazing. And I agree. Oh, and I have to throw in this recommendation because it's such a good series. The Hungarian Tea House series by Julia Buckley. It's amazing. Bye, Regina. It's good to see you. We'll do another sprint at 10 after again. The restaurant book I read this week is No Good Tea Goes Unpunished, which is the second book in the Seaside Cafe, which was the one that Sarah finished up and that we were talking about earlier with the She Owns a Tea.
We've talked about that series quite a bit. So
I got my mom actually reading. She's starting today, book 5.
Oh, nice.
Because now book 5, 6, and 7 are available on audio. Because the longest time books 5 and 6 were not available on audio. So.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Nancy said she does want to read number 2. I read Rubbed Out. Oh my gosh, this is such an underrated series. It's old. It's older, but I really recommend it. The Memphis Barbecue. It's by Riley Adams. She gave it 4 stars. Wanted to get this in, but will leaving soon to run errands. I'm so glad you put this in here because I think it's such an underrated series. I can't remember what
covers are really like cute but slightly dark.
Delicious and Suspicious, I think is the one, right?
Delicious and Suspicious, yeah.
You know, I've noticed all the ones that everybody just absolutely loves, and they only have 3 or 4 books, are all Berkeley, and Berkeley washed out all their books at that one period in time, and it's all the books they got. But everybody absolutely loves them. And it's like,
oh, it was such a good series. I really loved it.
That's from 2010. Rebecca came to Memphis to suss out the best local barbecue for a prominent cooking channel show. Trouble is, a mystery ingredient has killed her, and now all fingers are pointing to Aunt Pat's restaurant. Horrified that her family is being accused of murder, Lulu fires up her investigative skills to solve the crime before someone else gets skewered. Delicious and Suspicious.
It's really good.
I gotta look that one up.
Yeah, it's a really... Hey, Elizabeth. Oh, yeah. What did you think of Put Out to Pasture? I read book 1, but not that one yet. Book 3 is scheduled to be released in January of 2023. Just, wow. Okay. Cool. Melmac always knows the gist on when new books are coming out. Just if you ever need to know something about
either Scavenger's Goodreads or she's got everybody's newsletter.
Yeah. See you later, Nancy. Have a good day. Thanks for sharing. I love the literary pub. It does have great titles. My favorite title is the upcoming book 5, Through the Liquor Glass.
As an Alice in Wonderland fan, I love that.
Maddie Day Flip for Murder. She read it too, which is the country store that we just talked about. She gave it 4 to 5 stars, better than the average cozy, and a great start to a series. I hope you continue to enjoy it. I really enjoy that series. It's not one of my favorites, but it's probably up there in my better than average. It is one of Cozy's favorite series. Yep. Susan said, just got here, internet issues. Oh, well, I hope everybody's safe and glad there's not more damage than there was. We're glad to have you. I gave Up to No Good 5 stars. Stephanie said she loved Up to No Good. This is faring well for me because I really want to read it.
Mm-hmm.
Does Murder at the Lobster Shack take place around Thanksgiving? I thought someone mentioned that a while back, but it's not mentioned anywhere in the synopsis. I'm trying to plan ahead. I think it is. Melmac
is our seasonal reader.
I can't swear to that, Melmac, but I think it is. But whoever read it, if you're still here, maybe let her know. I didn't get a scavenger hunt read, but read. No, I'm kidding. Currently, I'm reading A Likely Story by Jim McKinley. It's number 6 in the Library Lovers. I just finished that yesterday or the day before. Nice. Thanksgiving is not really mentioned. It's a fall setting, though. Thank you, Jared.
There you go.
And then people saying it's KU. Hi, Donna. It's good to see you, Donna. Dumb question. There's no dumb questions. Don't say that. How do we know the scavenger hunt theme? That's not a dumb question at all. I usually try to put it in announcements at the beginning of videos, but there's also a schedule of it on Discord.
But you can go ahead and tell her what the June ones are now, since we know what they are.
Yes. I guess I can go and do. I was going to do it at the end, but yes, our June ones. The first one is B&B or in hotel, anything like that. And the second one is red on the cover, and I will get you the dates in just a minute. I don't remember.
Do we have a second one for this month?
What's that?
Do we have a second one for this month?
Yes. Let me look too.
I'm like, oh, I don't remember.
I'm the worst at the organization. Let me look. I will say that I'm going to do the Saturdays, but I might not do as many sprints on Wednesdays or do as many like jump in sprints with other people while Kevin's here in town, because he gets here Memorial Day weekend. He's only here for a month. And so I want to, hang out with him once in a while. But I will be still doing all Saturday stuff unless something big comes.
Oh yeah, it's lighthouse or a water scene on the cover.
Very good. Thank you, Storm.
Okay.
And that one's for the 28th of this month.
Okay, so next week is Comic Sans.
Yeah.
Which is the third book in the Dangerous Type series by Paige Shelton. It's the wrap up to the series, read along, and then we'll take a few months off. And then we'll decide if vote on another series. We have some more that we can vote on. And then, thank you, Storm. Yes. And then the following week, which would be the 28th, is Lighthouses. I was thinking there was a Lighthouse one.
Is it lighthouses or like both? Yeah. Would it be water?
It could be anything. Lighthouse, water, boat, anything nautical kind of themed.
All right, I got to see what's on my TBR.
I know, because I'm like, dadgummit, I'm already caught up in the Lighthouse Library series.
I am too. I finished that series too. Susan G., you didn't read a restaurant theme. I read East of Eden by Sarah Fox, which is a pancake house. That's the series that I was talking about earlier. I read it too. Not that one, but I read that series. Alicia said, hello, sorry I'm late. Hello, Alicia, no problem. We are late.
I was just gonna say that. Late.
Are we going to read till 35?
Sure.
Sounds good. Put it on a nice, even, like, or odd number kind of thing going on.
35 on odd numbers? Okay, we'll go to 40. Oh boy, we'll go to 40. We'll read till 40. All right, everyone. Jane, that is, you're making me do math. A little over half an hour. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. Correct. 3 minutes over a half an hour. 33 minutes. All right.
There you go.
Something like that. All right. Happy reading, everyone.
Happy reading.
How's everybody's sprints?
Good. I read a chapter in The Curious League of Detectives and Thieves, which is, I think, maybe the series name. It's going to be a series, I think. And then it's called Egypt's Fire, which is about a really big ruby.
Oh, okay. That sounds interesting.
Yeah. It's about a kid who he's been accused of stealing it, and he's been meeting all these interesting characters. It's kind of silly, but
Don't chase the lizard. Don't eat the lizard. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Bubby, don't eat the lizard.
That was just
I'm
funny.
sorry.
It's like one of those Dory moments. Don't eat the lizard.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. It was just, those lizards are so fast. He pounced, and I was like, oh, don't eat the lizard. Okay. Good boy. Good boy. Okay.
But yeah, I'm 17% into it. It's cute.
Golly.
Yeah, I'm about 65% of the way through the Homewreckers. My goal is to finish it today. I still have 5 hours on it.
Nice.
I
am at 72% in Body on the Bayou.
Yay.
And I'm I know Storm, whenever you need to leave, just let
Yeah, I'll be going there in a few minutes.
That's what I was thinking. But cool. So four-leaf clover. Oh, it's suggested by a reader. That's fun.
Nice.
Yes. Thank you, Jarrett. Yeah, the next scavenger is the Water Lighthouse Nautical. So next Saturday is Comic Sans. Saturday after that's that.
And I spent some time seeing if I could get that first one. Is it by Book or by Crook?
Yeah.
In the Lighthouse, and Hoopla has it. So I will be listening to that next week.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
And just before, I'll say it again before, but I do have it pulled up. So 6/11 will be the first prompt, which is B&B and ends for June. It'll be 6/11 is the date. And then the second prompt is the red on the cover, and it'll be for 6/25.
Awesome.
So there's that. Hi, Bev. It's good to see ya. Good afternoon, Azu. Loads of sunshine in Rhode Island. I love to hear that. Ugh. And then lots of storms for Stephanie in Arkansas. I'm sorry,
Yeah,
Stephanie.
we have one this evening. So I'm over storms now. I'm ready.
I bet you guys are.
A different season.
You, Stephanie, and Hannah, I think. Ugh. I saw the upcoming Maddie Day country store release because I was searching for another book on Amazon. Gotcha.
Nice.
Jane said, we had sun and now it's cold and wet. Oh, sorry, guys. I'm trying to see if I'm missing anybody's scavenger hunt pick. Now I lost my spot. People saying Lighthouse. Stephanie appreciated that you wanted me to change the numbers such in like odd numbers. I'm sorry. I'll remember that. I just thought it was an even number as far as like, it wasn't like we're reading till 37.
Yeah, I'm like you, 5, 10, 15.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But if I know it, I wasn't doing it intentionally. I will try to remember to put it on an even number. 43%. Nice. I'll be reading Strictly Business next and the next sprint. Finish the last 4% of a novel murder, 4 stars. Listen to 10% of bitter words. Awesome. Chapter 28. I have to do that with bobtail lizards. I don't think he actually eat it. I think he just likes to try to catch them, but I don't want him to hurt them. 60% of color me crazy. Are you liking it? Have you guys ever heard of this?
No.
Is it a coloring book theme?
I think it is because I think I've seen it. Okay, well the first
I know
book that comes out is clearly not.
I know Krista Davis has a coloring book series.
Annie.
I'm going to say goodbye, everybody.
Bye. Have a good time today. Thanks for coming.
Little kid's birthday party. Yay.
Good luck.
All right.
She's it's a Jersey girl and beauty shop owner.
Ooh. That sounds fun. I like hairdresser books.
I've never read. It's 60 some odd pages long.
There's one by Nancy Cohen that's older that I think I've read most of them in. They're really fun because they're a great setup place for like women to get together, so
Yeah. Absolutely.
come here, buddy. All right. Annie said I'm at 53%. Excellent. When I finish this book, I will finish my first cozy series.
Yay!
Amazing.
Fantastic.
Let me see. Happily ever after accomplished, happy side. Now I'm in the midst of dual timeline turmoil in a mining ghost town. The Gold in These Hills by
good.
Joanne Bishop. That sounds really interesting, though. A dual timeline in a mining ghost town? Sounds pretty interesting. All right.
Ooh.
Be good, boy.
Romance.
Hello. Only 15 minutes to go. Excellent. Hey, be nice, buddy. Be good, buddy. Be good. Good boy. I made it to page 162 of my book. Nice. And worked on the bullet journal.
Nice.
Ugh. Jarrett says more storms for her, too. Good boy, buddy. Hey, be good, boy. Okay. You told him. You told him you were here. Finished my book. On to the next elementary she read. That's the one that Regina was just reading, I think.
Yes.
And she said, plenty of sunshine here. Hey, they know you're here, buddy. They know, buddy. In Phoenix, Arizona. Nice. Oh, yeah, 106. Supposed to get to 106. I hope you're sitting by a pool, like
right
in the pool. So I'm gonna go to my Mima's, and if there's depending on what time I go home, that's what my plan is to go chill at the pool until hockey starts.
We're getting a new liner put in our pool tomorrow. We're getting it measured for a new liner.
So people have pools in Canada. That might be a dumb question. I'm very sorry.
Absolutely. Well, it's 80 degrees out today.
Oh.
Yeah.
I mean, I know it gets somewhat, but it just seems like
it's not what you might. What I tell people is, if you, like for where I am in Toronto, if you look at a map and you go straight across, I'm on par with San Francisco. So weather-wise, if you think about north, that's my weather, right?
Okay.
Yeah, but I know there's a famous painting that I love and I want a copy of, and it's like the Canadian-American border. It's like the American side, people are at the beach and they're whatever, and you cross over and it's polar bears and stuff. Yeah. That's what people think.
Well, and like I said, I know it gets to be a decent weather, but I didn't know if there was long enough periods of time when it gets warm enough for people to have pools, in my mind.
It depends, because like sometimes in July it can be super warm, sometimes not. We usually get 2 or 3 good months.
Okay.
So,
okay.
But we enjoy it while it's here.
Exactly. Melmac said she's on page 200, Murder with Cucumber Sandwiches. I hope she's enjoying it. Okay, she's a beautician. Yeah, that's the one that you were just talking about. We zonies in the north are only up to 89 right now.
That's a cold front right there.
Oh my goodness. Put on your winter coat.
Bundle up.
Jersey girl.
Yeah.
Zaria said, reading Live and Let Chai by Bree Baker, chapter 17 and 24. Are you enjoying it? We've been talking a lot about that series today, and I love that author. I just love her. She had both of her books. I was just thinking, she had both books 1 and 2 of the Bonnie and Clyde. One was free. First book was free, and the second book was 99 cents.
Yes.
On last, I don't know if it's still on sale, but the Bonnie and Clyde series is very cute.
I read the first one and I've grabbed the second one. I liked it. It's a cute series.
It is. The first one was very cute. Oh my God, Nadine, we tie at those tips.
You and me both.
Sounds like Toronto and Rhode Island have very similar weather despite patterns, or weather patterns despite being so far apart.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. I'm not far from Toronto, and lots of people have pools here. Most people keep their pools open at least from Memorial Day through Labor Day. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. My mom is in Nova Scotia, and she had to turn the heater on last night. In Arkansas, it's 90 degrees, and I'm dying. And Jane wants to know, what part of Nova Scotia?
When you hear somebody in your area, like, where are you?
Exactly. So are you a big fan of restaurant cozies, or?
I like all cozies. I'm not like, I think like I've been reading them for years, but I don't really think I'm partial to, oh, I prefer these over these.
Okay.
I mean, definitely being a crafter, I like seeing like knitting and stuff like that. But a part of me is always super disappointed because I find like with knitting mysteries, it's like they don't knit enough.
Yeah,
the problem with the restaurant ones, and what I found in reading like the Brie Baker one that is that they make me hungry.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, oh, that sounds delicious.
Oh yeah. I'm afraid the grilled cheese one, I'm gonna be like,
I know. And it's funny because there's a food truck just down the street from us that's a grilled cheese food truck.
Really?
I text messaged my husband. I'm like, dinner tonight?
That's amazing. That would be, yeah. We it's really interesting how creative they can get, because we have a food truck come to our clubhouse every Friday, and yesterday's food truck was pizza cones. So they were like a waffle cone, but like with pizza crust, and then all the toppings were in the middle, and you ate it, and it was like, but they somehow like, they must cook them around something cylinder because they actually meld together. So it looks like a waffle cone.
Gotcha.
And then like there's toppings in it. It was pretty good. It was more creative than anything. I was like, man, y'all come up with some really creative things.
Oh, I know. I love food trucks.
In Miami, me too. In Miami, Florida for another month and moving to North Carolina. Can't wait. Not a fan of year-round heat and humidity.
I couldn't live in Florida. I couldn't.
I love the year-round because I'm a water baby. I could be I would be at the pool every day, 365 days a year. So it's perfect for me. But I know, everybody likes their own thing. But I will say, I really miss fall. I love everything about fall. Fall is my favorite season. So that's one of the things that's probably one of the only things I miss about Illinois. Because they don't do, you can't really do bonfires here. You're sitting in like heat, like you're not going to sit around the, fire. And I love bonfires. I love hay rides. I love the fall. That's one of the only things. Yeah. But other than that,
I've been amazed. Like, I have a lot of American friends, and the thing and it's not every American, but I find that you guys in general, US people, tend to move like far. Like, you may have been born here, but you move like here. Here in Canada, at least for people I know, if I have lived in the same place my whole life, like you guys will just up and move 6 states away. And I'm like, I'm kind of jealous of that because anywhere I go, it's still cold.
Yeah. Well, I really never expected to live in Florida, and I really never expected to move from Illinois.
Mm-hmm.
But I had some health things that it was either that or I was going to have to do some medical stuff that I wasn't willing to do. So, but I agree. It's interesting. Well, and I think it's changed. It's almost like a generation thing. Like, even like people now, another example, you were talking about moving. I don't feel like people did that as much. Like in past generations, the same as like when I told my mom I was moving to Florida and getting a new job, she's like, I can't believe you're leaving that job. You haven't been there long. I've been there 17 years. But for like her in that generation, and then all the generations before, it was kind of like you got a job in your career field, not like your job that maybe you did in high school or something like that, but you got a job in your field and you stayed there until you retired and you collected their pension, right?
Absolutely.
And that just doesn't happen now. And I just remember her, she was like, nobody's going to hire you if you keep jumping around. I was like, I was at my only job for 17 years. I literally graduated college and took the counseling job that I stayed at for 17 years.
I know.
But in her mind, she was just like, if nobody hires you, I'm like, what?
I would up and move to New England faster than you could say boo. I would move to the Boston area, but unfortunately I won't because you guys just don't have the healthcare down there that I need.
Yeah.
You know, and that's a huge deciding factor for me
Well,
for a lot of things. Even my husband and I have talked about potentially going out to Saskatchewan, which is like 2 provinces over, and where they don't joke when they say it's minus 50 degrees in the wintertime because of the jobs and because of how much cheaper it is than living in Toronto. Right? Like right? But I said to Garrett, I can't be a 3-hour plane ride away from a major downtown hospital.
Yeah.
You know, it's sad when you get older that you need to think about these things. Like, well, how old are you? I'm old enough to think about where I need my medical care.
Yeah.
I love New England. I go down every fall. Pre-pandemic.
Yeah, I have never really been to New England. I mean, I just went to Maryland, but that was the closest I've ever come. And it wasn't really during the fall. Fall, but it's one of the things. Buddy, he knows you're here. Okay, he says hi. He knows you're here. It's because he had a Tampa Lightning jersey. That's what it was. He wanted a Tampa Lightning jersey. I know, buddy. I know. That's just rude. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Kind of. There's a fair amount of knitting and knitting talk in the Seaside Knitters by Allie.
Thank you. That's one I haven't read. Because the one I did read, the Yarn to Go series by Betty Hedgman, like she's not even a knitter, but she takes over her aunt's knitting business. And I find that tends to be a theme that the lead person isn't the crafter, but they're learning. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep. Annie said, we are in Sarasota, which is like 10 minutes from me. And want to move to North Carolina too. Seems like a lot of people I know have moved there.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Oop. I don't know. I'm sorry, guys. I am more about great writing versus the theme of series. I don't think I have a favorite theme.
Same.
I mean, I think I'm a little mixture. You know, I mean, the writing has to be, you know, obviously decent or above. But I really am into like different themes as well.
I'm a character person too. If I like the community and the characters and the what have you.
Now I agree with that. I'm completely, as far as when I read the actual book, I am very character driven over plot driven. The mystery in almost every cozy is like secondary to me. And the setting really becomes a character to me.
Absolutely.
Jane said, cool, Stephanie, have you ever been to Newfoundland? If not, you should come visit. We had a walrus here last weekend. Oh, that's so cool.
That's on my bucket list, is to go out down east. I would love to see Newfoundland.
That is really, really cool. I do want to know in the comments, tell me if you're a plot or character or driven reader.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Jane, I haven't, but I've always wanted to. Fall. New England is all about fall foliage to die for. I really can't. I
was
really
down
want to go
a few years ago, my husband and I were driving through upstate New York, and we were heading to the hotel we were staying at, and we're driving through this mountainous range. And I'm like, the Catskills. Why do I know the name the Catskills? And my husband's like, Dirty Dancing. I'm like, oh my God, where's Kellerman's? But it's like my reference is a movie from the 80s, you know? Like,
yeah.
It's beautiful.
I'm really excited because Vicki Delaney has a new Catskills Resort cozy mystery series, and it takes place around that time. It's like in the 1950s. I don't think it's not that time. It might be earlier. I think it's 1960s.
Okay.
But we're gonna buddy read it soon, and I'm so excited about it.
I am down
because
for that.
That's immediately what I thought of was Dirty Dancing, even though the time's a little off. But like the Catskills, and it's a resort, and I was like,
yes.
Yeah,
Vicki that Delaney. Will be awesome. I love the idea that more authors now are taking it to like a more historical, for lack of a better term, setting. That's fun.
Sarah, with climate change soon, Canada will be the new U.S.
No joke.
Oh, it's kind of sad. Oh, it's not kind of, I guess.
We don't get the snow that we used to get. And
fall is pumpkin season. This is true.
Oh, yes,
This is true. For me, I hate this state, and my end goal is to move to Maine or New England because I love it so much. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. I've lived in 4 different states, and we were working on a 5th. Wow. Okay.
That is awesome.
Totally. The only downside is
nor'easters. Yeah.
Same with me, Sarah. I would love to move to California to be near my nephews, but healthcare is so expensive. Arthritis meds aren't cheap. They are not cheap. Especially if you're on a injectable, they get very expensive.
I spent 2 weeks in hospital in February and had a pacemaker put in. I don't want to think about how much that would have cost me.
Right? Well, yeah, absolutely.
I was complaining about the fact the parking cost me $300.
Well, that is crazy.
That's a thing.
Rosario said, at least we all get to experience living in the other states through cozies. I love to read books from states I'd like to visit. Even if it's fictional, it somewhat gives me a sense of, I 100% agree. And Rosario, we are doing a road trip cozy challenge where you're trying to hit all 50 states.
I love it.
And you can do it, obviously at your own pace on your own and everything. And it's just for fun, but I'm having a ball with it. And I wholeheartedly agree. I like to read cozies from all different kind of places.
That's one of my goals for next year. I was going to do it with category romance, as I wanted to read one book from every state. And then I think I want to do it with cozies next year as well. That'd be a lot of fun to try and do it.
Yeah. I had started a series, and I'm still going to do a state series, but I had started a series where I have a snack box that's called USA Snacks.
Okay.
And each month it sends a different state, and it has facts and trivia, and then it has snacks from that state.
Oh, fun.
And then I would and then I would stop the taping, and then because I did that with Kevin most of the time until he left. And then I would do cozies from that state and put it together.
Oh, I love it.
But they like in the middle of the pandemic, they had to shut down their company. I felt so bad for them.
No.
But it was really fun to do. I still get Universal Yums, which is the exact same thing, except for it's a different country each month.
Okay. That's fun.
But that would be really hard to do like cozies for, because even though we're starting to get more cozies in other places, there's
just not enough to justify.
And especially because like some of the locations you get I'm loving it. It's really fun. I would totally recommend doing it if you're interested in stuff like that. It's been a lot of fun. But I totally agree with you, Rosario. I'm from South Jersey, right outside of Philadelphia, but I now live in Tennessee. See the looks I get with the
I can imagine.
I bet. Hey, Hannah. All right. So Stephanie said she's a character reader. Awesome, Stephanie. No, I'm kidding, Jane. Plot, but it's a plus if I like the characters. Okay. I like good balance between characters and plots with an edge to characters. Wrong answer.
Because the thing is, as you're reading, like if you like the series, you like the characters, and some of the books may not be your favorites, but you'll still come back and read it again because you like characters, right?
100%. Yes. And that happens a lot. Even in series I absolutely love, there's usually one or two where I don't really care for what's going on because of the plot of it.
Yeah.
Usually, like, because I am not a fan of cold case cozies. It's just not my thing. And so almost every series usually has some sort of cold case one. And I'm just
episode, if you will, yeah.
And stuff. So I totally agree, but I'm still gonna read it, and I'm still gonna come back to the next one because I absolutely love everything else about the series. People saying hi to Hannah. Imagine a zookeeper cozy with a walrus as a sidekick animal. That would be amazing.
Delightful.
That would be amazing.
And I just feel like
another fun topic is like, what cozies aren't out there that you would like to see? Because we all talk about how there's a cozy for everything, but then you start like really dipping, and they're like,
true.
That would be really fun. I know that there's probably a zookeeper cozy, but that would be amazing to have a walrus as a sidekick. I approve, Rosario. Now get to writing.
Yeah, right.
Plot or character driven. Definitely have to feel an emotional connection to characters, but the plot's important. I mean, the plot definitely has to be there, right? I yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
As the sidekick animal, I knew what you meant. Yes, that would be awesome. Great characters can overcome a so-so plot, but a great plot can't save unlockable characters. That is spot on, Grainstick. I absolutely agree. Because there are times when the plot is really, really good, but the characters are so abysmal to me, I don't care. Like I just can't drudge up any that's usually more in romance though.
Yes, absolutely.
Plot is so important. I want to get caught up in it, but I have to like the characters to get to the plot. That's a good point too. The cost of insurance for my surgery was almost $400K, but out of pocket was capped at $3,750. Thank goodness. Wow.
Oh my God. Bless your heart.
I mean, and sometimes I don't think I know that I don't have any. I always know that medical is, I mean, crazy expensive, but sometimes you don't know, until I mean,
until
what
it
I mean
happens.
is like, so my dad passed away of cancer, but when he was going through treatment, he took 3 bags of chemo a week, and one bag was over $100,000, and you're talking like an IV bag size, over $100,000. I mean, that's not what they paid, but that's what it cost. That's I mean, like, it's just insane to think about.
I think about my dad. I lost my dad to cancer in January of 2020, and same thing. He was having chemo right before, and I think that's one thing we didn't have to worry about. Right? Was that was something that wasn't even a thought process. But I know the procedure, like when I was in the hospital in February, I had this one procedure done twice, and I've heard from American friends that procedure is upwards in the neighborhood of $100,000.
Yeah.
And they just, like, I'm just so grateful. I would have to have the best insurance. But I have a pre-existing condition, which doesn't help, if I was trying to be insured in the US, right? So I will just visit and enjoy and help your guys' economy by spending my money down there.
There you go. We like it. Jane said, me too, Cajun. The Agatha Raisin books have good plots, but the main character is very unlikable.
Oh, really?
I've heard that a lot about her.
Okay, interesting. So I looked up Zookeeper Mysteries, and there's one on Kindle Unlimited called the Magdalene Amos Zoo Mystery Series. It's a British series.
Oh.
And they're all available. The first one is called Penguins and Mortal Peril.
I like it.
In case anyone wants to check it out, there you go.
That's awesome. Susan G said, I've lived in 4 different states and my faves are Florida and New Jersey. If I can move back to either, I've never lived there, but also love Massachusetts. Where do you live now? I know you've told us. I'm very sorry. There's so many people to keep straight. So I love that idea of a road trip challenge. A great way to learn about new places. Yeah.
Yeah.
People are saying that she's nicer. Is she nicer in this TV show? Oh, because they just made a TV show.
Oh, okay.
What are you talking about, Tiffany? I thought you like characters more. I like a balance of both, but I said, I'm sorry. I do like characters more. I just like to disagree with you, Mel.
Oh, okay.
I don't like to disagree with Mel. I just like to give Mel a hard time. I'm sorry, Mel, that you were absolutely right. I do way prefer characters. Has there been a cozy series with an MC who has an autoimmune condition? I don't know. Not that I'm aware of, but the main character in the Maddie Day series, this is not autoimmune, but the main character in the Maddie Day series for the Cape Cod has allergies and has to carry an EpiPen, and it's very much in there. Like, it's constant. Like, every time she leaves, she gets her stuff together. It's always mentioned, like, I have to make sure I have my EpiPen, blah, blah, blah.
Well, that's interesting.
Yeah. You just don't see it a lot. So it was very noticeable. It was kind of cool. Characters are the most important to me, and lots of dialogue. Poppy McAllister does Hashimoto. Yeah.
Okay.
True.
Okay.
Hashimoto's. Yep. I can't believe I didn't remember that. Good point, Jane. Thank you. My once a month injectable medication would be over $1,000 if I didn't have insurance. Exactly. Those injectables I'm on as well, and super expensive.
Wow.
And yes, insurance, thank goodness, but whew, insulin cost is outrageous. It's so upsetting you have to pay for something to keep you alive. 100%. 100%. I've read a couple of series that have great mysteries, but the main character is super annoying or not very likable. Yeah. And I can't get past it. I can't get past it when I don't like the main character at all. I just can't.
I know.
Are you rolling your eyes at me, Mel? I said I saw I love you. I just love giving you a hard time as well. Yes, healthcare should be not for
You know what would be a fun cozy mystery series, now that I'm thinking about it, I should write it, is the main character is or Amateur Sleuth is a romance writer.
That would be amazing.
Right? Like she's writing romance, but like tripping over dead bodies in her spare time.
Yeah, I mean, I love it. I love it.
It's like practically writing itself in my head. All right. I know what I'm doing for NaNoWriMo now. All right.
There you go.
Wait, maybe I'll do that Camp NaNoWriMo in July. There may be a
throwdown in Discord later. That was, I thought so. I hope it's with spray bottles or something like that. Like we each take spray bottles of water in like 7 paces turn. Because that's all I got in me.
I charge you to a duel. Yep.
That's it. That's all I got in me is a duel with spray bottles with water. Yeah. My idea of throwdown or fighting, I've never been in a fight, but this is what I picture myself. I picture myself finding the nearest thing I can get under and blowing my rape whistle. I don't carry a rape whistle, but if I did, you can sense where I'm going with that. That's my idea of fighting.
Yep.
As a social worker, I am adamantly against anything but kindness and love. So, but I will be down for a duel with water, Stephanie. Absolutely. Oh, I said water bottles. I meant super soakers. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, what about those pool noodles?
Yeah.
You know, a little play with those pool noodles.
Exactly. I currently live in Arkansas. It's nice, but I'm in a very rural area, and I prefer to live in an area that has more to do.
That's fair.
Yeah, completely.
Where's the closest Starbucks? I can't move here.
Yes. This is watching out for fear of my well-being.
Yeah.
You should. I have a great spray bottle for Lucy. I can hook you up, Tiffany. Ooh, 10 feet. Okay.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Tiffany would yell fire. Oh, 100%. 100%. I would try I hope to never that I would ever get into a fight with anyone, but 100% I'm not above yelling fire.
Oh, God, no. I will sit and cower and cry. I don't care how old I am.
I am not.
No.
I'm not
aggressive.
I'm not a fighter.
I'm not aggressive. No. I would just as soon agree with you. Like, yes, you're completely right. The sky is pink. I need to go now. You know, like.
Yep. Now I'm telling you, if I had a superpower, it would be to make people just break out in song, like in musicals. And so when I see people fighting, like tonight, I'm going to watch hockey. Usually hockey and drinking in a bar leads to sometimes like, I'm like, you know, as much as I love, y'all know I'm obsessed and love hockey. Even that, I'm like, it's a game. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, the Blues aren't playing, so I can say that. You know, it might be, no, I'm kidding. But you know, they start like yabbering and I see them like start coming closer. Like I know they're going to start shoving. And all of a sudden they're like, dance. And then the other one's like, he's waiting, and then the one that's dancing's like, and then the other one has to go, and it's just like a dance song / musical. You're welcome.
Oh, that's hilarious.
I would make a great president, but I want to be queen. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Suddenly, the U.S. is a monarchy again, and
exactly. Do any of you think you can be a sleuth? I wouldn't. I'm too much of a rule follower. I would not be a sleuth because 1, I'm a scaredy cat.
Mm-hmm.
And 2, I thought I was, but I am not that observant because I can't even figure it out in a book. So I'm thinking that I would make a horrible sleuth. Like, the people can have like neon lights above their head that says killer, and I'm like, well.
You're the guy on the news going, but he seems so nice.
Yeah. Oh, wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
Wholeheartedly. Because again, I think the social worker in me tries to see the good in everybody.
Yes.
So, but I'm also just like, seriously, I'm like, there are people for that, and it's clearly not me. Because I am a total scaredy cat. Like,
I would be the sidekick going, no, it was that they did it. No, talk to them. I didn't break into that house.
We'll do one more sprint at 20, if that's okay with everybody. I am gonna move inside. It is getting a little warm sitting out here. Kairu has moved into the garage, into the shade, which is a pretty given that he's like, Mom, I'm finished.
Yeah. I'm wilting.
Yes. So, yes, baby steps. True. Zoolander, when Ben Stiller and Owen Wilson have the walk-off on the runway. Yeah. That movie's been a long time, but it was hilarious. It's been a long time. I don't remember that, but I remember thinking that movie was too funny. Stephanie said, I'm too chicken. Me too. What about you, Sarah? Do you think you make a good sleuth?
No, I don't think so. I can never usually. It depends. No, I don't think so. I'm too much of a rule. Like, I watch stuff like Law and Order, and when I see like these people doing that, I'm like, you're not supposed to do that. It's up to the police to find it. It's not your job.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's not admissible in court.
Yeah. I tend to think that way too, because they'll like break in somewhere to like find out about a break-in, and I'm like, two wrongs don't make a right. Like, I'm not. Yeah, I'm too much. Yeah. The other day, I wanted to print something in color, and my coworkers were like, "Do it," and I'm like, "But we're not supposed to." And they're like, "Seriously, Tiffany?" I mean, it's just yeah.
That's the same.
Mm-hmm. I can't usually figure out the killer in the book either. Sometimes I guess the mystery movies. You know what? Here's what I've gotten good at, and I pride myself on this. I now almost 100% of the time can figure out who the victim is going to be.
It's usually the person you don't like so much.
Exactly. See, don't burst my bubble with obviousness. It's always the obvious one, right? Like, but it's the only thing I got going for me, Sarah. I can't figure out anything else.
Well, it was like that. Which of the series that shall not be named? I want to say it was like the 7th book. The murder doesn't take place till like halfway through the book. They're at some sort of a carnival or a festival, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh yeah, we were reading a cozy mystery, right? Somebody was supposed to die. It's like I'm trying to guess the murder victim the whole time.
Greenstick, once I was standing in checkout line in Walmart when a guy came stomping by and yelling at the top of his lungs, and everyone in line had their hand on their sidearm or in their purse.
Where is that? I don't want to go there.
Whew.
I don't like.
I think I'd be scared of both. I don't. I mean, I could never live in a huge Victorian house by myself like a lot of cozy characters. I grew up in a big old Victorian house and never liked being alone in it. Yeah, I'm totally with you. I knew somebody who lived, and it's 20 after, okay. I knew somebody who lived above a funeral home in an apartment above it was a house, kind of like that. And like they made fun of me forever until they moved because they were like, you really won't come over? I'm like, No.
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 Big no.
Like, never going to happen. No.
Yep.
All right. So we'll do one more ring sprint till 50.
Okay.
Because that'll be even. And then we'll talk about what's going on and coming up. And then we'll wrap up.
Sounds good.
All right, everyone. Happy reading.
Happy reading.
Oop, 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 oop. How was your sprints?
Helps if I unmute myself. 72%. I've got about 4 hours left on the audiobook. That's the one thing about Mary Kay Andrews. Her books are great, but they're like a gazillion pages long.
Yeah,
the audio was almost like 15 hours, you know?
Yeah. I got to 81%, so
awesome.
pretty good. Yeah, pretty good. Super sleuth, thank you. I know who the victim is before the killer does. You know what, Mel? I can spot him out pretty good now. Yeah, I know. I'm amazing like that. Super sleuth. I like that. I have to audit certain transactions at work. The list is random, but once in a while I get my own and tell the manager my coworker was like, just give yourself 100% and keep going. Yes. Mr. Francie will be doing sprints. I don't know if it's Discord or on here. Somebody let me know. I'm going to try to stop in, but I have Mimas and hockey tonight, so I do not know. But they'll either be on here or Discord in the voice chat or on here. That's just me. Owen went to live next door. No, I am with you.
Cemetery, at least your neighbors will be quiet.
Yeah, but everybody's dying to get in.
Yeah.
That was not me. That was a joke that I've heard many times.
I know.
But it would be quiet.
Mm-hmm.
And but I would worry, like, what happens if it's not? Like, that's bad news, right? I mean, like
when we used to drive down to Myrtle Beach when I was a kid for summer vacation, we always stopped at this one hotel in Pennsylvania, like in rural Pennsylvania. And literally it was like right beside this, but like an old cemetery, like an old creepy cemetery. And we used to tease my brother relentlessly that Freddy Krueger lived in the cemetery. He wouldn't sleep in the hotel.
Oh!
We were just little kids, right? That's what you do with siblings.
Oh my gosh. I'm not a confrontational person unless it involves family, LOL. So it's a good thing I'm close to 6 feet, as my size tends to intimidate most people who are being jerks. Wow.
Good for you.
That is pretty tall. Says the 4'11" person. 5 foot, according to my license. I think I'm closer to 5 foot.
I'm 5'6".
I think. With shoes on and a lift. Okay. I totally have to head off to work. See ya. We're getting ready to wrap up anyway. So you were here for most of it. 75%, 28, chapter 28. Wow. 14%. That's amazing. Wow. Finished their book.
Good job.
Kind of sad that my Lord of the Rings journey is over.
Is it your first read through it? I've never read them. I'm just curious.
I'm on page 227 of 290. You're very close.
Wow.
We are just wrapping up, Kennedy. I'm sorry. It's so good to see you.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us if you're a character or plot-driven reader. I'm really interested in wanting to know. Oh, finished their book.
Great job.
So Sarah, what do you have coming up for us?
Vlog tomorrow, and then I got a couple videos next week. I have to look at the calendar, see which one it is. But I do know I'm doing a summer beach reads video.
Ooh, nice. Nice.
Recommendations.
That's awesome. I am doing some of the lesser known authors I met at Malice, like what they're about their books and their series, because there were so many of them and a lot of them sound really good. And it was mostly cozy focused. So I'm really excited to do that because there was I'm really excited to look into some of them. And then
sounds like fun.
I'm going to do a video about where I am in my reading goals, like with SAS and all that, which is a big right now. And I think I'm going to change some of my goals because I just don't know they're as realistic as when the year started because I'm just not getting to ebooks very often at all.
I feel you.
And I know I was getting to them more. And so when I made the list, it was more, but when I changed to the newer job where I'm doing less counseling and more like assessment work on the computer, I come home and my eyes are done, especially, so but it's okay. I mean, I like audiobooks.
It's your season of life and it's fine.
Yes. And the only thing I'm sad about is I really still want to hit some of the KU series that like the pizza that we were just talking about. I think that sounds amazing. And there's some others. So but I'll probably take them really, really slow. So
you're not someone who would do text to speech.
Oh yeah, I would, but I don't know how.
That's fair. I think for Kindle, the only device that'll do it, which is so stupid, is a Kindle Fire.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you have a Kindle Fire and you put a Kindle Unlimited book on it, there's a way to go from text to speech. And any of them?
Any of them.
Okay. Well, that's good to know. Because that would really help. Maybe I can do that.
Do you have a Fire?
No.
Okay.
Well, yeah.
They're like 50, but like, to be realistic, they're like $50, right?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I could easily get one. I have a Samsung Galaxy tablet.
So do I, and you can't do it on that, unfortunately.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Like, for example, it's something that it takes getting used to with like listening to it, and then slowly upping your speed. Come on, you stupid book. But there's a way you just hit it and then you press the play button, and it's actually like it's that very robotic voice, but I found it has helped me when I want to do other things. Do you know what I mean? Like, because I like to craft and read.
Me too.
So I'm not gonna do it for me. Yeah. Anyway, remind me to show you one time.
Okay. And so, but it's specifically the Fire, so I couldn't buy one of the newer models of Kindle.
Like, I have a Paperwhite, and someone told me that with the new Paperwhite, you're able to do it, but I haven't been able to figure it out. So okay, so I got it. So you're in the Kindle Fire, sorry for the glare, right? You tap in the center of the screen, and then down here, you'll see there's like a play button. See, like it, you just have to play, and you can even like make it go faster.
Oh.
So like if you wanted like to speed it up the narrative,
Thank you. Because that would be awesome because there's a ton of KU series that I'm dying to try. And I'll get to some of them on ebook, but there's nowhere close to what I thought I was going to. It's just not realistic with what some of the life changes, but particularly the new job. And I am loving it. So there's no going back to
I know. That Vicky Delaney cat skills series you were mentioning, I immediately looked it up and I'm like, oh, it's on audio.
Yeah. Kennedy said, I'm more of a plot-driven reader. I like character-driven and more of a YA or series.
That's fair.
Yeah, well, and if you read a lot of standalones, that probably does make a big difference of plot-driven to character. Because the reason I'm so character-driven is because I'm coming to book after book, right? Like, so that makes sense. Gotcha, Kennedy. I'm a slow reader, so my 2020 goal, 2022.
Yeah.
Let me start over. That was my rewind button. I'm a slow reader, so my 2022 reading goal is 50 books. Audiobooks have been helping me, so I'm ahead so far. That's awesome.
Good for you. Do any of you ever change your goal partway through the year for your Goodreads goal? Like if you're ahead or you're behind, do you ever change it?
I think I did one time, but last year I just left it because I exceeded it. But I left it because I was like, ha ha ha, she won't tell me I'm behind anymore.
That's right. I used to change it, and then I'm like, no, I'm just gonna leave it and see where I end up.
Yeah. On the Fire, it is a little arrow in the bottom right corner.
Yeah.
Get to speech. Gotcha. Thank you. Yeah. You have to go to settings and toggle the button first. That may be on the Paperwhite she's talking about. I'm not sure.
Maybe I'll have to look into.
Is that the Paperwhite? What's toggle mean?
Jiggle the handle.
Okay, well, I didn't know if
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm very non-techie, so I'm like, I don't know. You have to use Bluetooth for text to speech on the Paperwhite, but it's
that's right. That's what my friend Bree was telling me. Yeah, but I mean, the price difference between the Paperwhite and the Fire is like $100 and change. Go with the cheaper thing. That's
Yeah, because I'm only going to use it for that because when I don't even pull out my tablet very often, but when I do, I have a nice tablet. So I don't know. But I'm going to get going now. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday. We are too. Thanks, Jane. Jane, remind me about Wednesday. Jane might join us Wednesday for sprints. I'm very excited.
Yay.
I think that will be awesome.
Yay.
Yes, I will if needed.
Oh, change the thing. Yep.
That gotcha. I set my goal at 1. Oh, I set my goal at 1, so there's no pressure. I love that.
Yeah. And then on January 1st, I'd read like a Dr. Seuss book and be like, all right, I'm good. Have a great year, everybody.
And you get the congratulations. That's awesome. That's a great idea. Gotcha.
Turn the switch on. Okay.
And turn the switch on in settings. Yes, this was my first time through with The Hobbit. Lord of the Rings, really enjoyed it. That's awesome.
One of these years I'll get.
I don't change my reading goal on Goodreads. Overachiever for me likes getting the number of books I'm ahead. Gotcha.
Right. Same.
All right, everyone. Well, this was really fun. So next week is Comic Sans Murder, which is the 3rd book in the Dangerous Type in our series read along, and it's also the wrap up because it's a trilogy. So Mr. Francie has something going on tonight. Not sure time or if it's on here or Discord. So check into that. And then on Monday, we'll be on Read Sprints. And I don't know if it's Lee or Storms, but one of them will be hosting Monday. I think they're going to do it at 7 instead of 6 p.m. They did last week. And then Wednesdays we'll be back here and then all over again. All right, everyone. This was so much fun. Thank you, Sarah. And thank you for doing the Goodreads, Sarah. I appreciate that.
No problem.
Bye, everyone. Have a great holiday.
Bye, everybody.
Have a great weekend.
Bye, everybody.